This is Ask the Experts. Here's Curran Bhatia.
I am Curran Bhatia, standing outside of Barclays Center in Brooklyn. It's the official New York City press conference for Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius. That fight is going down October 15th, but today it's the official New York City press conference. And on the undercard, Caleb Plant and Anthony Dirrell are going to be in attendance. We're going to take you inside, preview these matchups. These are huge fights for all men involved. Deontay Wilder, of course, coming off of back-to-back losses to Tyson Fury, trying to turn his career around. His challenge, the Nordic Nightmare, standing 6'6". He's coming off of back-to-back knockout wins against Adam Kovnowski. So it's going to be a fascinating matchup in the heavyweight division. And in the undercard, Caleb Plant versus Anthony Dirrell. Plant took the loss to Canelo. He's looking to make a splash, turn his career around, and Anthony Dirrell, this is going to be a big opportunity for him as well. I'm going to be speaking to Jelena Mrdjenovich. She's trained by Anthony Dirrell's trainer, Sugar Hill Stewart. She's fighting in a few days, and I'm going to get an exclusive interview with her and her rematch against Erica Cruz. And I'm going to be talking to Ray Flores. He is the press conference master of ceremonies. We're going to talk to him about the press conference, about this fight. So let's get it started here at Barclays Center. Curran Bhatia here at Barclays Center with Jelena Mrdjenovich. Jelena, I'm surprised to see you here. You have a fight in a few days, right?
Yeah, we're fighting Saturday. We had to make a little pit stop for Anthony, so.
You're now here supporting Anthony Dirrell, and that's because you have taken on a new trainer in Sugar Hill Stewart. How is that partnership going?
It's been amazing. You know, he's such an incredible trainer and just a good guy to be around and super supportive of all the guys. And it's nice that there's some team camaraderie and, you know, like, again, can't support better people.
What is it about your training that you decided that you wanted to change at trainer?
You know, I wanted, I just didn't think it was working with Jonathan and, you know, he's busy. His dance card is pretty full. And I wanted someone who had the ability to make time for me and who wanted to train me. Whereas I felt like I was always chasing someone to help me out. So, whereas, you know, it isn't me. It's me being chased to get into the gym and stay there, and you know, and it's been great, and it's every day's learning, and it's been amazing. You know, I think everything happens for a reason, and this kind of just fell into my lap, and I'm running with it.
And before I ask you about your fight coming up, because this is a massive fight for you, you're supporting Anthony Dirrell. How do you think that's going to play out? Anthony Dirrell versus Caleb Plant. It's of course on the undercard of Wilder Helenius.
You know, I'm fortunate enough to be in the gym with Anthony and to witness his work ethic and to witness the hunger for this fight. And, you know, I've known him as a friend before, but there's a different fire lit under his butt this fight. And he is truly, you know, he goes by his nickname. He is the dog. He outworks, out-hustles. And, you know, you're looking at him, he's 38 years old. I'm 40, and we're outworking everybody in the gym. So, you know, it's a testament to his work ethic and to his hunger. So I'm looking for an exciting fight. I'll be here. I'm coming back. I'll be supporting. And you just want great action, great fights.
You'll be supporting him on October 15th. But before that, we have your fight coming up. This is a rematch against Erica Cruz. First time around on Ring City, USA. It was your first loss since 2015. So this is a big rematch for you. What do you think is going to be different this time around?
Everything. No, my last fight, you know, I was going through a lot of emotional strain. My former trainer was in vegetative status at the time. He's since passed, you know, and I think I was in limbo, and, you know, I think I was still carrying on to a lot of the grief that I didn't deal with. And, you know, as athletes, you think you can handle everything, and I couldn't. In the dressing room, I kind of had a meltdown, and it just wasn't my night. And Erica came hungry, as everybody does, to fight me. And I did not perform. I did not shine, you know. So unfortunately, we didn't see the best version of me out there. With Sugar, the training's been intense. I have not been this light in weight and trying to keep my weight on and overeating and feels wrong, and I think we'll see a completely different version of me in the ring. So I'm excited. I'm excited to showcase finally what I can actually do.
I'm very sorry for your loss, by the way. And you mentioned last time, you weren't in the best place emotionally, that no one would be in those circumstances. We know physically you're in great shape now working with Sugar Hill. Are you in a better place emotionally coming into this fight?
Yeah, I think, I've put Milan to rest, and Sugar Hill's such an interesting person. And in some ways, him and Milan are very alike. And there's, like Anthony, Sugar, and I go golfing, and he's constantly around us and constantly guiding us, not just in boxing, but like in everything, in everyday things. It's constant coaching and getting your mind right. And so for me, being around him now for 8 weeks and being in camp with Anthony for, I think, 5 of those or 4 of those or whatever it is, being around that champion mentality and that the different drive and the different thought process, that definitely has set me in the right direction. And you just have to execute. It's supposed to be the fun stuff on Saturday.
Well, we know that's coming up. Final question for you. I mean, you've been a pioneer in this game. You've been called the Wayne Gretzky of boxing. I know that you've also motivated people who have followed your journey, right? And you've said, keep it simple, one foot in front of the other. So any words of motivation to your fans who are listening and who are going to be turning in on Saturday for your rematch?
I want to thanks for the support, really. And every day is a different day and every fight's a different fight. And whatever your fight is, again, keep pushing forward, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So we might as well live each day to the fullest and put yourself out there. You never know.
There you have it. Jelena Mrdjenovich, best of luck to you.
The wait is almost over. A new football season is about to begin. Get ready for the NFL Week 1 action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. To celebrate the return of football, DraftKings is giving new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. Want more action for opening night? I mean, who wouldn't? Everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Get up 7, you win. Bet on any NFL team of your choice, and if your team leads by 7 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. That sounds pretty good to me. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Now use the promo code Curran, CURRAN, to get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code Curran, CURRAN, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Curran Bhatia here at Barclays Center. It's the Wilder Helenius press conference, and Anthony Durrell and Caleb Plant here with Ray Flores. Ray, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Curran, great to see you. And you know what? I love Barclays Center. I love the guys that are on this card, and I think we're going to have 2 really dynamic fights coming up, along with the fact that the rest of the card hasn't even been announced. So I'm very curious to see what else is going to be revealed as we inch closer to October 15th on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view.
It's going down October 15th, and we know that we had a hiatus of boxing here at the Barclays Center because of the pandemic. Now we're getting fights rolling. It's good to be back. You were hosting this press conference today, and we know that Wilder and Helenius were virtual, but Caleb Plant and Anthony Durrell, and there was a lot of bad blood, and it made your job not so easy or easy. I mean, is it better when the guys talk, when they don't talk? What is your perspective?
I just think that the one thing that I pride myself on is that I want the guys to be genuine. So I want them to be their true, authentic selves. And both Caleb Plant and Anthony Durrell have their own unique personalities that has taken them to the level of success of being world champions. And now they're in an eliminator fight on October 15th where the winner punches their ticket to a title shot down the line. The loser takes a step backwards. So there's a lot on the line in this fight. There's so much that they have to fight for, aside from the fact that from a pride standpoint, I think it's obvious neither guy likes each other.
That was obvious, if anything. They do not like each other, and it didn't seem like an act. Like, sometimes you feel like it's a little manufactured for the cameras, for the press conference. This felt genuine and real. Is that your sense?
100%, because they're both alpha males. They both want to prove, like, look, I'm better than you. There's a reason why I've been at the top of the division. So both men want to prove their points, and they get the opportunity to do so with their two fists.
Right.
I mean, there's no truer, there's no better form of truth serum than being able to do it with your two hands, being able to physically impose your will upon another high-level prize fighter. We'll find out who gets their hand raised on October 15th, but I tell you what, that fight could be a main event anywhere in the world. I said it during the press conference. I'll say it again right here with you, Curran. That fight could be a main event. I don't care where you're at. You could be here at Barclays Center. You can be in the Balkans. You could be in Dubai. You could be in Boston. You could be on the West Coast, East Coast. Don't matter. That fight could be a main event anywhere on the planet.
It definitely could be. And both men actually have gone through some personal tragedy in their life. Anthony Durrell had cancer. He had a debilitating motorcycle accident. People didn't know if he was going to walk again. Caleb Plant had some family tragedy. They've gone through a lot to get here. And to your point, it's such a big moment for each man's career, right? We know Caleb Plant coming off the loss to Canelo, trying to right the ship. Anthony Durrell, he's getting up there in age. Is he going to make a splash? Is this going to be his moment? So, I mean, with everything on the line, I mean, it's set up to be an amazing fight, right?
Well, with what you talked about in terms of just for their careers, both guys have so much to gain with the victory. And both men have had the kind of tribulations, and they've had their backs against the wall in life. You don't beat cancer and are just a regular Joe Schmo. You don't deal with the kind of tragedy that Caleb Plant has dealt with and are just a regular Joe Schmo. These guys are built from a different cloth. They're cut from a different cloth. And I think stylistically, they're both different inside the ring. But that's what makes the fight so damn intriguing, is that they both know that they're going to bring the best out of each other. And you can tell that if the bell had to be rung tonight here at Barclays Center, they'd probably be ready to fight tonight. And we're a month and a half away from the fight. So what the heck is going to happen as these guys are in training camps? Caleb Plant with the new trainer, Stephen Breadman Edwards. Anthony Durrell has been with Sugar Hill Stewart. Both trainers, Sugar Hill Stewart, Breadman Edwards, fantastic trainers, as they are sharpening their skill sets and getting better and prepared for combat. I can't wait for October 15th.
That's good generals to have leading their troops into combat here, and it's going down October 15th, the main event.
Yes.
You mentioned that fight could be the main event, and I agree, but there is a very intriguing main event, and I have to get your thoughts. We know Deontay Wilder had the back-to-back losses versus Tyson Fury. It's the first time in his career he faced two of them against Tyson Fury. This is a huge moment for him. In a way, Wilder went into hiding. We didn't know if he was going to come back, what's going on. He's going to keep fighting until he's 40 years old, he says. Yes. Yep. And he's taking on, it's not an easy task. It's Robert Helenius, who just knocked out Adam Kovnowski twice, proved his worth there. We know Helenius can be vulnerable. And that's tough when you're facing someone who has an over 90% knockout percentage. Mm-hmm. Every single opponent that Wilder has faced, win, lose, draw, has touched the canvas at some point. Your thoughts on this main event?
I really like the fight because, listen, Deontay Wilder, I've said this, and it's true. Just look at his record. Look at a knockout percentage of over 91%. He defended the heavyweight championship of the world 10 times. I mean, that is double-digit title defenses. You start to get to double-digit title defenses, or even, I would even say, you get over like 5 and over, that starts to become new territory. Not new territory, but that is special territory.
Rarefied air,
Rarefied
if you will.
air.
Yeah, right?
So the fact that Wilder was able to have 10 successful title defenses, every guy, as you pointed out, that has been inside the ring with him, he's put down. He's got that kind of one-punch power that you only see once every maybe quarter of a century, maybe even longer than that. And the fact that he wants to come back, he don't need to come back for money. He don't need to come back for fame. He's been there, done that 50 times over again. He's coming back because he wants to. And that, I think, is such a treat for fight fans, because when you see a Deontay Wilder fight, you're going to get action. And then against a guy like Robert Helenius, this guy has been amongst the elite in Europe for a long, long time. I mean, let's go back a little bit. Beat Layman Brewster, beat Samuel Peter, beat Derek Chisora. I mean, yeah, he's had 3 stumbles in his career, but now in the fight, the fact that he beat Adam Kovnatsky, who was really having a quality name, and there was talks about maybe Kovnatsky and Wilder, and then Helenius before the pandemic, or literally a week before the pandemic, beats Kovnatsky, and then comes back and does it again. And now he's coming in to fight Deontay Wilder, a former sparring partner. I heard that their sparring sessions were very exciting. And can you imagine what the heck we can expect on October 15th?
Can't wait for that. And let me ask you this, because we're talking about heavyweights. Of course, Adam Kovnatsky, as you mentioned, Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. That's an exciting matchup coming up. We saw what happened with Joshua and Usyk. Of course, Usyk winning the rematch. It's a very interesting time in heavyweight. Tyson Fury, one day he's retired, one day he's not. Yeah. But I feel like this fight, Wilder versus Helenius, has a lot of implications for the future of the heavyweight division. One fight that we've all wanted to see for a long time in the past was Joshua versus Wilder. I feel like that could still come together depending on what happens. If Robert Helenius is successful, does that put him in line for maybe a Tyson Fury if he comes out of retirement? And Usyk maybe. I mean, there's so many different possibilities. What do you think about the landscape at heavyweight right now?
I really like it because, you know what, you kind of have, there's so many quality guys there. I mean, you know, we have coming up on Sunday on Fox Sports BBC pay-per-view, you got Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz. Andy Ruiz, former unified heavyweight champion of the world, only fighter of Mexican descent to capture the heavyweight championship of the world, and now is really looking tremendous in camp, coming off of a win over Chris Arreola last May, taking on Luis Ortiz, who has really been a top 10 guy for probably about 7 years now in the heavyweight division. He's only 2 stumbles against Deontay Wilder, and there's no shame to losing to Deontay Wilder. Both Ruiz and Ortiz have been vulnerable in fights, but both men possess that kind of knockout power. Then you have Wilder, and he hits you, and it's like an electric shock, and you literally crumple to the canvas. You got Robert Helenius, who is as tough as nails. He's built from a different cloth. He looks like a Viking. Then you got Anthony Joshua, who's looking to, you know, turn back the clock and pull things together and circle the wagons. Put it this way, any of those names that we mentioned, aside from the fact of, you know, you have Fury and Usyk, who are potentially headed for unification fight maybe in the early part of next year, any one of those names I just mentioned, let's just do a round robin. You can literally put those names in a hat, pick out, okay, Wilder, Joshua, bang, box office. Ruiz and Wilder. Andy Ruiz's dad has said, hey, if we're successful September 4th, if Wilder wins, we want Wilder Cinco de Mayo weekend. That would be a crazy fight. Put them all together and we're going to see tremendous fights. And we all know boxing loves the heavyweight division. And, I mean, we're in a healthy spot right now.
It's one of the best designations in all of sports, heavyweight champion of the world. And there is a chance we could hopefully see a lineal plus unified, fully undisputed champion at heavyweight if the chips fall the way we want them to. But the first step is October 15th, Wilder versus Helenius. Ray Flores, you've hosted this, you did this, you've done enough talking for today, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. And that brings us to the end here. Remember, the fights are going down October 15th. Deontay Wilder versus the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius. And on the undercard, lots of bad blood. Caleb Plant taking on Anthony Durrell. I spoke with Jelena Mrdjenovich. She's fighting in a few days in her rematch against Erica Cruz. Thank you so much for joining us for Ask the Experts. I am Curran Bhatia.
Thank you for listening to Ask the Experts with Curran Bhatia.